Hello YouTube, DeGunNut here. It's another great day to be an American. Let freedom reign. So let me go ahead and catch you guys up to where I'm at on reloading 38 Special for my Smith & Wesson 686 Pro Series revolver. I just decided to go ahead and resize this new Starline brass that I got, 38 Special brass. So I resized the new brass and then I went ahead and checked case length. And as my luck would have it, of course, it was not very consistent in case length. I saw anything from 1.141 up to 1.148, close to 1.149. So I decided I was going to go ahead and trim it. I set the dies up here in my T-Mag Turret 2 press. So I got all 4 dies. We've already used the sizing die. We've already used the expanding die. So I've already expanded these case mouths. We'll go ahead and I'm going to be doing loads with both the Speer jacketed hollow point and some 158 grain lead semi-wad cutters that I have. So we went ahead and we got the bullets here so that they just fit in the case mouth and will actually stay in. Anyways, the press is all ready to go. We got to get these primers in and then move on to powder charging and bullet seating and crimping. We're getting ready here to start doing some priming. I'm using Winchester small pistol primers, using my little Lee priming tool, which I've had for years and years, and I really need to get something different. Okay, so we're just getting started on priming here. This one looks like it's seated at about 4 thousandths. So we'll just keep priming here, get through all 28 cases, and then we'll talk about load data, what we're going to be loading up, and we'll get some powder charged and bullet seated. So we got all those cases primed, and now we're taking a look at load data. I got 2 different bullets that I'm going to load up. Speer 125 grain jacketed hollow points, and these ACME lead semi-wad cutters. They're 158 grain. I'm going to be using Alliant Unique powder. And I looked through these 3 different manuals, through the Hornady, the Speer, and the Lyman manual. So the Speer manual had 5.7 grains for normal load, 38 Special, and then a plus P load of 6 grains. In the Hornady manual, they showed 5.1 to 5.8, and then in the Lyman manual, 4.0 to 6.0. But they had some ridiculous low velocity at 4.0, so we're definitely not going that low. What I'm probably going to do here is go with 7 at 5.7 grains and 7 at 6 grains and shoot those and see how they do. Moving on to the 158 grains. Again, using Unique powder. Speer for normal 38 Special goes from 4.0 to 4.7. The plus P from 4.7 to 5.2. The Hornady manual for regular 38 Special load shows from 3.3 to 4.2. And then the Lyman manual shows from 4.0 to 4.5. So the Lyman and the Speer agree pretty closely. I think we're going to start with 4.2, and then I think we'll do another load level at 4.7 for these first 14 loads of 158 grain. And the reason I'm going in increments of 7 is because, well, I got a 7-shot cylinder. Okay, I'm loading up the 125 grain jacketed hollow points. Got the powder measure adjusted to 5.7 grains. Did find out that my reloading tray is too tall around the case for me to fill the case with powder without getting it all over the place. So I actually have to do it outside of the tray. So I might have to pick some different trays up for this. See if you can see the case fill here. Unique's a pretty flaky powder, but still there'd be room for another charge, so you gotta watch out for double charging. So go ahead and run this in the bullet seating die. We did finish loading up these Speer 125 grain hollow point bullets. We loaded them to an overall length of 1.445 inches, which was slightly longer than the book set at 1.435 inches. And we also finished up these 158 grade lead semi-wad cutter coated bullets. and we loaded those up to an overall length of 1.465 inches. Next, we'll head out to the range and see how they shoot. All right, we're back from the range. So go ahead and look at chronograph results. It was one of those difficult chronograph days today. We did not get the results we were hoping to, meaning we got lots of errors on the chrony. It was very cloudy and dark. So we started out today just shooting a few factory loads, and I ran 3 over the chronograph. The Fiocchi 130 grain full metal jacket. Average velocity of, and those were 38 special loads, average velocity of 849. Extreme spread of 2759 and a standard deviation of 15.13. So pretty good for factory loads. Then we moved on to our first hand loads here with the 125 grain Speer and unique powder with 5.7 grains, and we shot 7 rounds that all registered on the chrony. The only set of data that we have that's complete today. We had an average velocity of 875.9, an extreme spread of 85.36, and a standard deviation of 28.75. This is with the 5.7 grains, and this was taken at this was shot at 25 yards, and I basically just had the gun supported on. I just set my hand in the gun on a sandbag, so I didn't really support the front of the gun. You know, so some of this is probably not really indicative of the load, but more of my setup. But we had 6 of the shots go into 1.56 inches, and then if we drop the set, you know, and then we add the 7th one, and we're at 2.39. And our conditions were 35 degrees Fahrenheit, very cloudy, 5 to 10 mile per hour winds at 25 yards. Moving on to 6 grains of unique with 125 grains, we had 4 errors. And then I started shooting at a different target. I adjusted some things. So we only got data on 3. We had an average velocity of 932.5, an extreme spread of 41.86, and a standard deviation of 23.38. Really not enough rounds to get statistics on. So take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, so those first 4 shots went into about 1.5 inches, and then I had to change my which target I was shooting at so that I could see if I could get the chrony to work. And I honestly don't remember which of the rest of these holes were for that. And I had the same problem with 158 grains, so like I said, accuracy data not so much. So what I'm probably going to do here is load up some more with 6 grains of unique since I didn't get the data I wanted to get, and then test them out again. Then moving on to the 158 grain lead semi-wad cutters with 4.2 grains of unique. I got velocity data on the first 3, and then I had errors for the last 4. My average velocity was 744.3, an extreme spread of 15.9, and a standard deviation of 8.48. But again, that's only on 3 rounds, so it's really not statistically significant. Then I was able to get a few more, did a little bit more data on 4.7 grains. We had only 1 error. So again, our first loads and our last loads here, we got good chrony data. Average velocity of 841.6, an extreme spread of 38.15, and a standard deviation of 13.92. So I'm liking that load. It seems like that's pretty consistent for a handgun load. And decent velocity with 158 grain lead semi-wad cutter, I mean, I'm not looking to have obscene velocities because I don't want to get a lot of leading in the gun. So the first shot went right where I was aiming at in the red, but I didn't get a chrony reading. So I moved down here and started shooting down in this area. And I had 5 of the shots going to 2.16 inches, and then a 6th one opened it up to 2.41. So again, I only had 6. So we got 6 shots within, 2.4 inches. I thought that was pretty good at 25 yards without the best rest. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to stick with the 4.7 grain load with the lead semi-wad cutters and load some more of those up and do a little bit more testing. And I did do, just to close out today, I did fire some Magnum rounds. I fired the 125 grain Fiocchi 357 Magnum rounds, and I did chronograph 4 shots. We had an average velocity of 1320, an extreme spread of 28.09, and a standard deviation of 11.66. So again, I'm just trying to see what the factory loads, what kind of consistency they have, and give me some data for later on when I start loading some 357 Magnum. So I thought overall, even though the chronograph didn't work, it was a fun day at the range. I love this gun, this 686 Plus Pro Series. I just love it. I can't believe I waited so long to pick up a 357 Magnum revolver, and it's so much fun. So we'll take a quick look at the brass before we end the video here. And unlike rifle rounds here, we're really not getting into anything that should be any kind of a pressure problem. We're running a little bit of plus P type levels on 38 Special, but this is a 357 Magnum revolver, so nothing there to be concerned about. So I'd be interested to know what loads are working well for you guys in 38 Special. Please post your feedback in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. You guys be safe out there.